the channel. My series called Chronically Iconic, and I am Ellie. So, it's been a while since we last spoke, and the last time we spoke, I spoke for 50 minutes. But I have had some people come forward to me and say, thank you for making a video about it, talk to me, and they've opened up about their chronic illnesses, and that's kind of really all I want, is just to create a community. Obviously I mentioned the app called Spoonie, I'll link it down below again, not a sponsor, just love the app, it's been really great for me for advice. But today I'm going to give you a very mild update, very little, purely because it gives some context into the product I'm going to show you today, that I bought myself, not sponsored. Nothing here is sponsored. So we're going to start with a little mini update just to give you some context. If you don't really care about the context and just want to see the product that I bought that I'm going to find useful and know more about the small business, then I'll put a timestamp now. Go to there. That will just give you the more fun, exciting bits and bobs. Bit of context. Back in, you know what? I don't even know. Let me get the book. Just gonna squeeze past the camera. I know you're good. Oh shit. Up until recently, this has been my holy grail. I got it for 50p from HMV, and it's blue. A beautiful new blue journal. And context on the, oh god, was it only then? Right, it's relatively recent then. So on the 14th of December, I had a seizure. Yeah. I then 5 days later, my god, 5 days later, I had another one at work, and that was traumatic as hell. Thank you to my work colleagues for being amazing. And then 28th of December, so 3 days after Christmas, I was at home, and I had another one, and then on the 4th of January, so 4 days ago, I had another one. I have been referred to neurology. I am having seizures. They are what my doctor thinks are functional seizures, because they are non-epileptic. And it's common with a bunch of other things, in my past, mental health, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, I'm having seizures. That's one lot of context. Second lot of context. Way back in November 2022, I was referred to gynecology. A whole bunch of things happen. Again, I'm making a whole other video about these two specific context things. One is new and one I haven't talked about before. This is just giving you context because of one tiny thing in this journal that I'm going to show you. So, I have suspected FND, which is functional seizures, and I have suspected endometriosis. That's the context. I'm going to cut that right down because that is me waffling. But basically, November 2022, I get referred to gynecology. It's the first time someone says to me, I think you might have endometriosis. Then that's less than a month ago, I have a seizure for the first time. That's the context. Moving on. Hi, if you've just skipped from the intro video, welcome back. Everyone who's just sat through a 5-minute waffle about the context, good on you. So, I'm here today to talk to you about a small business called Sleepy Little Sloth. And it is a little company that primarily is a support page, the actual TikTok account is a support page, and like journaling page for people with chronic illnesses. Specifically, the account focuses a lot on endometriosis, and the owner's account Liv makes journals. They make a endometriosis focused one and a chronic fatigue, chronic illness focused one, and they make little metal cards as well that are like, I have this like disorder, disability, whatever, cards for you to have out about public, and has a really good layout journaling system for you to track all your symptoms in, because this is phenomenal and has been my holy grail, because it's blue. Like, my partner knows that this is my medical book because it's blue. I write down things very roughly in here while they're still kind of fresh on my mind. So this has been great, but in terms of tracking my everyday symptoms, this doesn't work. It's just a notebook. There's not anything helpful here. And taking it especially to doctor's appointments is just so messy. It's just not helpful. So I came across this small business and obviously got in contact and was like, hey, do you do custom cards? Like, obviously I have both endometriosis and chronic illness. Are the journals that different? And for anyone who is questioning that, when they go look at the page themselves, the journals themselves are essentially the same. The difference is basically the intro page and the card it comes with. But you can order one journal and then you can order cards separately, or you can just order cards if you don't want the journal. Do you know what I mean? It all kind of winds together. And then you can also do custom cards as well, for like, if you want it to be really specific about your disability that's not endometriosis and it's not just generic, I have chronic illness, which are the two main cards that she does. So without further ado, I unpackaged this yesterday, and it's super cute. So first thing, little card, and then it says, thank you, Ellie. Thanks for your purchase and support. I hope you love your order as much as I love creating it. A little code for my next order, and then thank you so much for your order. I hope it helps, Liv. And again, thank you so much, Liv, for being really helpful and helping me figure out the way to make a custom card that works best for me. So then you open it up, and this is what you are. I went for the black one. There's a black one and a green one. I went for the black one. It's just so pretty. And then underneath it, there's these, everything is plastic free, by the way. The packaging, the cards, the book, the packaging for the refills, all paper, all like quality materials. There's no plastic. So that's a win. So these are all the refills for the symptom trackers, which is super fun. And then if you run out, you can buy just symptom trackers by themselves. I think on the website it says endometriosis journal refills, but they're all the same inside. So like, don't panic about that. So then to open it, this is amazing because it means you never lose the pen / stylus. Take it out, there goes the sticker, and then it opens up. So this was actually on top of the box, which is a little tiny sticker of a sad fallopian tube, of a sad little uterus. And these are gorgeous, and you can order stickers by themselves or in little packs. And there's some other art that Liv does that's on the website too, so like, check that out. So then open up the journal, and just immediately I'm like in love with the quality of it. And it comes with this super cute little fabric bookmark and you pick the charm that goes on the end as well. So I've got a tarot card, and it like clips onto it, and you open up the journal and then you can just put it wherever you want inside. So front page is welcome to a symptom tracking journal, which is just everything. And there's a little bit about why Liv's created it, their kind of journey and stuff like that. So then on the inside pocket there's a little card holder bit, and the cards that I've also got another one coming, because I miscommunicated a bit with Liv, but there's another one coming, which is exciting. So the main two, these are the reason that everyone, if you want to contact, need context, because I've not talked about this before. So one says, I have endometriosis, and it's yellow, and it's got the little endometriosis symbol on it. And then it says a little bit on the back about how I can experience chronic pain that can be debilitating. I may need access to sit down or to a bathroom. Please ask me how you can help. And then you can write down my name and then an emergency number. With my consent, or in case of an emergency, please contact. You can write it on there in like Sharpie, because it's on it's like a really thin like metal, which is everything. And then the other one is I have FND/functional seizures, and it's in orange because that is the colour of like FND awareness. And Liv asked me like, what colour do you want it? And I was like, orange please. And then this one I got to pick what I put on the back. I'm really out of breath today, I'm so sorry. I experience functional seizures. I lose control of my muscles and often disassociate. Please help me find a safe space, and if you are concerned, call the number below. Only call 999 if I seem to be injured or in danger. Because when I had a seizure at work, they were like, do you want us to call an ambulance? And I was like, no, because it'll be over soon. You know what I mean, I'm not vomiting, I'm not anything like that, so that's all good. So yeah, there's the pen. And then on the inside, there's another pen that comes with it. You get like a random colour. And it's like a little highlighter writing pen. One of the zebra pens that like everyone was obsessed with in school. And I'm so, this is my first ever zebra pen. I might have to buy the pack from her website as well. And there's also a little Facebook group. It's called the Struggle Club, which is everything. Nice one from me, already pulling out pages by accident. Nice one, Ellie. Nice one. And then name, illnesses, conditions. I'm going to write either in pencil or, yeah, probably in pencil, or only write on the ones that are confirmed just yet, in case things change or I have a different diagnosis or there's a different name for it. And then in case of an emergency, please note. So for example, if I have this in my bag, and obviously when someone has an emergency, they're collapsed or whatever, people up and rush to them, they often call 999, but for some reason they want to contact your emergency contact and your phone is dead or they can't find a card, they can open that and they can see that in there as well. But that's why I've got the cards, for them to be attached to a lanyard or attached to the outside of my bag in like a little card holder type thing. So they're there, they're visible, they're obvious. Right, and then this is your standard symptom tracker page. So on here, put the date at the top, the day of the week, and obviously like the idea is to do it daily, but if for some reason you don't have the energy for that, that's okay, because you can just put in the date, the day of the week, you know. So, and you've got the mood, and there's 5 different faces. Energy, activities you did today, what the weather was, how hydrated you were today, which very important. The meals that you ate, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks. Period, yes or no. So obviously this is geared more towards people who have periods. But if you don't, that is fine. Obviously, because these are all mass printed by Liv, there's not necessarily an opportunity for you to like get one specially altered. But you could, that is just a part of it that you could just ignore and it would just be irrelevant to you, and that's fine. And then there's like period, yes or no. And then there's pain. How was your pain today? Fatigue. How was your gastrointestinal bowel issues and like urinary issues or urinating or whatever today? Like, I had a completely rubbish poo, or like I was very dehydrated, or like it stank when I did a little pee, which is all normal stuff. And then what's not, but like it's normal to talk about. And then there's like a sleep, how many hours you got, if it was poor sleep, average sleep, good sleep, because you can sleep for 10 hours and it can be the crappiest quality sleep of your life. So it's like you could, oh yeah, I slept for 12 hours today, but it was poor quality sleep. Like that's really important to know. And then medication that I took today, what is it called, the dosage of it, and what time I took it, because sometimes with medication it's really important to know when you took it. Mine are pretty chill about time of day, but obviously for other people's it's not. Obviously it's important to note if you take it late. And then appointments I might have today. So like today I had a doctor's appointment, or I've got one coming up. And then at the bottom there's like symptoms, and you can write in the symptom like I had chest pain, or had a cluster headache, or I had back pain, and what was the impact on your day between 1 and 5. So like 1 is like no impact, and 5 is like it had a heavy impact on my day. And then you can mark on the front and the back where your pain was, which is kind of what the highlighter is for, like the pen is for, because it highlight the area that was in pain. And in the back of that page there's like thoughts about the day, things that helped me, things that didn't help, and today I am grateful for. So that's good. And then they've got dividers in them as well, which is very exciting. But then towards the end of this section there's like weekly observations. So it's like things that went well this week, so like looking over your week as a whole, whether that's looking back through your like daily symptom tracker and going, okay, on this date to this date. And then right at the back of this section there is monthly trackers. So it kind of works out like a bit of a bar graph of like, for example, there's stress, pain, energy, and then there's like ones to create your own. So it's like, words. It's like, oh yeah, 1st to the 31st, it was like, okay, on the 1st, my stress was really high, and it basically connects like a line, so you get to see how it moves. I'm explaining this so badly, I'm so sorry. Turn the page, Ellie, turn the page. Maybe I didn't have it so flat, this would not be an issue. The next section is food triggers, which I talked about being really important for me because we're trying to work out if food triggers some of my symptoms. And you can put the date, what the food trigger was, the symptoms it gave you, and then notes about it. So the first time it happens or any time it happens, and there's quite a few pages of that. And there's general triggers. So for example, if you've got like epilepsy, it's like, okay, so something flashed and I was triggered into having a seizure. Or like sometimes for endometriosis, it can be like, I had a poo and now my stomach hurts, or I'm in cramps, or I have shitty bum pain, or whatever it may be. So that's the like triggers section. And then the next section is medications and supplements. So for example, I take, oh my god, what are they called? They're like bacterias tablets to try and strengthen my immune system. So for example, that can be, for example, there's a lot of pages, there's quite a few pages here, but me personally, I would write the ones I'm currently taking. So I'd put the date I started, the name of it, what does it do, any notes about it. And you can have a lot of medications, which is why there's lots of space. So yeah, that's what I do. Date I started it, or whatever. And then on a few pages, there's doctors and consultants. So I am quite lucky that I see minimal amounts of doctors. I'm lucky in the sense of I'm always seeing the same person. So I put the name of my doctor, if they have a specialism, the contact details for them, any notes. So I would put like my doctor who's dealing with my overall health. I would then put the person that's assessing me for something else I've got going on that I haven't mentioned. I'd then put like, when I get finally put back through to gynecology, the person who's dealing with me. Same again for like my hormones, endometriosis stuff at the doctor's. And then when I hopefully get through to the seizure clinic, I'll be dealt with by one person. And like, so, you know, put all of that in there. Again, that helps if someone needs to contact somebody or whatever. And then treatments. So this I would argue is like surgeries, appointments, having to go into hospital for something. It's a set treatment day rather than like self-treatments, if that makes sense. That's kind of what your medications is. So it's like, on this date, there will be a laparoscopy and it's for endometriosis. And it was shit. Like, do you know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. And then this is a bit I'm so excited about, is appointments. Date, healthcare provider, reason, location, questions to ask. And this is so important of actually having a section of like, so you can go in there with this book and go, I have this question, this question, this question, question. And it can seem that you're going in there like, I don't know what I do. And sometimes you do, because sometimes you're what you call an expert patient, because you know the most about your own body. A lot of doctors are like, will encourage that. So if you go in with questions to ask, they'll be like, I can see you have a book there, like, is there something you want to write down, or is there questions that you specifically have been ready? Because sometimes when you're in there in the moment, your mind just goes, huh, and you can't remember anything, and you freak out or whatever. And like, don't be afraid to get a notebook out. I was, last time I went, I was like, I just got scared to take my book out. And my boyfriend was like, is there anything in your book that you haven't mentioned? And I was like, maybe. So, and then for you to write notes during like what was discussed or done, like, have you been put on new medication? Have you been referred to something else? What did the doctor say? Were they useful? So that's really good. And there's quite a few pages for appointments, which is nice. I actually currently, because the refill packs only go up to the monthly trackers, because I believe if you did it every day, like one of these covers the month. So I currently have enough to cover 6 months, and I just buy the other set online when I'm ready. But I don't know if there's refills for things like appointments. That is something I think I will approach Liv to ask about, because, for example, there's quite a lot of appointment spaces there, but like at the moment I'm having appointments quite regularly. And then right at the back in this last section is journal prompts. So there's a bunch of questions, and you don't have to use those, but you can use those if you'd rather have like a solid, I don't know what to say, and you know, and then there's just loads of like empty space at the back for you to write whatever you want in there. So yeah, I haven't started using it yet, just because I've just been having a chill few days. And then, oh yeah, here we go. This is how the bookmark goes. It's obviously it's on a rotation, which is nice, and it just goes in like that. I don't even know if you can see this. Goes in like that. Charm sticks out the end. Where are my cards? Where are my cards? I just want to keep them safe until I've decided how I'm going to have them about on my everyday person, because sometimes I don't carry a bag that's big enough for this. I should. I've got a bag from TikTok shop actually. I will actually link it because I don't really ever buy anything from TikTok shop because I'm just get a bit like, oh, someone's promoting it for money, and I'm just getting a bit nervous. It's actually a great bag, and it's currently my work bag, but because I have some lovely like lounge slides that I take, they're not always big enough. So for example, if I'm having like a flare day or going to a doctor's appointment, I'll use that work bag type thing. And then yeah, there you go. So you just pop it closed, pop the pen in the front. So you always have a pen. There's a highlight on the inside, but you always have a pen in the front because otherwise it doesn't shut properly. So you shall never lose it. But yeah, that is my chronic illness journal. I love her. She's my new baby. What else has helped me recently? So I bit the bullet when I was back home after I had another seizure, and my legs were really dodgy, and I was like, I don't want to stop me from doing things, because especially with the cold, my knees get very sore and I get very weak. I bit the bullet and bought a walking stick. It's a collapsible one. The one I got didn't come with a clip, but Chris printed one for me out of this type of colour 3D filament, which is nice. So that's now on to keep it together, and I can clip that because I got a carabiner for it, so I can clip that like onto my bag, or if it doesn't fit my bag, and if it fits my bag, it folds up and goes in, and if not, I fold it up, put the clip on it, and then clip it in my bag, which is what I did today. So that was good. And then the last 2 days they've been really, really good days in terms of pain. Like, I've been in quite minimal pain. I felt very motivated. For example, yesterday I did a massive clean of the house, and then today I did like a full-on shower, self-care, skincare. You can't even tell because my skin is horrific at the minute, but that's why I did it. And I went outside and I went to do some shopping, and I picked up a parcel, and it was like I had a really good day today. And now at the end of my day, my chest hurts a lot, but that's because I've done a lot of talking today, obviously to you guys. I did some singing recording earlier, so it's like I'm very like out of breath and tired now. But like I've stayed dressed for most of my day, which is quite an achievement for me recently. So that's kind of what I've been doing recently that's kind of helped me. On the days I feel good, if I'm not working, I'll do some self-care, because I think it's really important when you have the energy to do that, you do something that makes you feel good about yourself, so that I'm not wasting that kind of good day, if that makes sense. So yeah, it's been good. But that is all for now. I'll link the Sleepy Little Sloth website and TikTok below. I will also relink the app Spoonie, which I linked last time, because again, I love it. It's given me loads of great advice and a good place to rant as well if I need to. Sleepy Little Sloth. I will also link the Amazon link for my walking stick, just because I think it's useful for people who might want it. And then yeah, there'll be a video coming up later on where I talk properly about my endometriosis, my seizures, and potentially the other thing that I'm getting assessed for in 2 weeks' time. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Hopefully this one wasn't as long as the last one is. I have been Ellie. I have fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue. I have endometriosis. I experience functional seizures. And I am chronically iconic. Stay that way. See you later, Spoonies. Bye. Can you see him? No, you can't. Are we done? Yes.